There is something that is needed in this country. It's what I want to call political tolerance. Yesterday there was a clip by Kapseret MP Oscar Sudi, and I think that is so reckless, in my own words. And I want to give you time to listen to that clip. It's a 1-minute clip because it's going to form the basis of what we're going to discuss in this video. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe.
Mr. Matian'gi. Tumbo kubwa, kichwa kubwa, akili kidogo. So lifestyle ya William Ruto ulifanya jana, so ufanya leo ama kesho ya Uhuru Kenyatta, alafu hiyo siku ingine ufanya yako, kesho hiyo ingine ufanya ya Kalonzo, kesho hiyo ingine ufanya yangu, na lakini yako wacha mimi nitakufanyia. Nimea collect imebaki kidogo, nitakwambia. Lakini ile mrefu inaweza kuchukua kama wiki 4 hivi. Ni ya your boss Uhuru Kenyatta, mwenye anakusukumanga ufanye ya watu wengine. So please fanya yake, kwa sababu tunahitaji sana. Ule mtu mwenye hataki kuona mtu akipata hata kuku, anataka sisi wote tukue slaves. Tusemanga yes sir, yes madam, yes prince. All fucking.
I know that the issue about the withdrawal of Deputy President security is very emotive, because sometimes when you talk about security, it's a risk factor. So the Deputy President allies have been coming out to speak about this issue. And of course, you saw that the Interior Cabinet Secretary in charge of security, Fred Matian'gi, was actually summoned in the National Assembly and spilled the beans on this. We have to give credit to its due, that of course he came out to speak what he said was the truth. The Deputy President is protected by 257 security officers. And one of the things that he also did, and I think he also did a video here in this channel talking about the blunders. There was indeed a blunder in terms of telling the country the numbers, and also doing what I can call as the lifestyle audit on Deputy President William Ruto. But using such kind of words in reacting to Matian'gi's statement is a bit reckless. And it's not just reckless, but disrespectful. And so in this video, I have 3 reasons why I think Deputy President William Ruto must tame Oscar Sudi. One of the reasons why he must get rid of Oscar Sudi is enmity with the President Uhuru Kenyatta. When you listen to President talking about Nchisia Matusi, I think no one abuses President Uhuru Kenyatta. No one has ever abused President Uhuru Kenyatta directly, but you says the family properties and all that. And the last person who dared talked about President Uhuru Kenyatta one-on-one was Isaac Mwaura, and you know the fate of what he underwent. But the reason why Oscar Sudi's statement is not only on Matian'gi, but is on the government and President Uhuru Kenyatta. I know they have not been in good terms, and many times Oscar Sudi called press conferences and spoke directly insulting the president. But that is going to be a recipe for a bad blood in UDA. Because one thing that Oscar Sudi and Deputy President and UDA must actually come to agree that President Uhuru Kenyatta still have a command in this country, central and other parts of the country. So coming out to spill such words is going to brood that animosity. And of course you'll see more other things coming over in terms of what is seen on that other end. Guys, if you look at when this post was posted, has been going online, and people have been asking a question. If this is just deputy president and you really look baying for the presidency and anything that comes your way is treated this way, how about if you get it? So William Ruto should get very careful, because this is the kind of stature that Raila Odinga supporters have been treating Raila too, until other people allude to the fact that if they have not yet got it and that's how they're behaving, how about if they get it? The Raila Odinga sycophancy have actually worked well and also against his candidature or his fortune in the last general elections, because some of the people that are sycophants were actually seen to be going extra mile, doing extraordinary things, like lying on the ground, like doing anything just to make sure they showed their support to Raila Odinga. And so the rest of the country used to ask that, how about if this is the way? Actually, they even used some of those sycophancy to dehumanize Raila Odinga. And so he should be so keen on Oscar Sudi, so that the rest of the country should not start asking Deputy President, if this is still, you're still looking for it, how about if you get it? And I think it's high time that he controls that. Another thing where I think he needs now to disassociate is because of this report that just came from Parliament, that Matian'gi said that after the security personnel of Oscar Sudi and Aisha Jumwa were actually withdrawn by the government, William Ruto asked some of his police officers to go, four of them, 2 went to Aisha Jumwa and 2 were deployed to Oscar Sudi. And that was under the order of William Ruto. So these are just 2. And maybe these are just the ones we know. We still don't know how many maybe have been deployed to other leaders whose security were withdrawn. So I think one thing that actually angered the government was that Oscar Sudi was someone who was seen to be breaching the law, was seen to be against the president. So when he deployed his security to protect Oscar Sudi, the government felt annoyed and the government felt vindicated. So I think he needs to withdraw, so that actually, according to Matian'gi, is that Deputy President was misusing the security details that is attached to him. So Oscar Sudi is one of those leaders that really he has to be very wary about, because he's one of the leaders in Tanga, and you will see that, of course, in the recent past, Deputy President is not so close with him in his current meetings. But then he comes out as makes Matian'gi as a punching bag, makes President Uhuru Kenyatta as a punching bag, and some of the language that he used, I think, is not good. I want to give my personal encounter with Oscar Sudi. You remember during the by-election, Kibera by-election, I was covering that, working for some media house. I don't want to announce, I don't want to mention. And so, in one of those polling centers, I remember seeing rowdy youth when Oscar Sudi arrived, and he was with Nixon Korir with some other leaders. So when they actually arrived there, they were under the Tanga, I think, by then. What happened is that the youth, when they saw Oscar Sudi, people became agitated, they were a bit irritated, simply because he was seen as someone who was abusing the other leaders. So the abusive language is not going to be good. Three reasons. Third point. I think another point here. I think that the kind of language can brood violence. And one of the things that the hustler nation doesn't want to associate with is violence. Because when you associate with violence, and violence was the political tool, the dehumanization tool that was used to dehumanize Raila in central Kenya, then it's not going to augur well. So if what Oscar Sudi is doing can spark some violence, then it means that when they go to campaign in central Kenya, they can brand Ruto as a violent person. And actually, his political opponents can use that against him. So he needs to be very wary of him, and also need to be very wary of what he's actually telling the country. And William Ruto is one of the smartest politicians in this country. And that is something I normally keep saying here, and I must say it again, that he stands his chances, but some of his lieutenants needs to be controlled. Especially what they speak out there, it's something that needs to do. Government knows the very many ways, but of course this one was a bit disrespectful. But that is my opinion. You can also get here and tell us what you think about that.